Hi guys and welcome to Razone.com. This is Mohit Soni. What is in front of you is the Jeep Grand Cherokee, and we told you about the launch. We showed you some videos from there, but this time we spent a couple of days with it to tell you how does it drive and what features there are and how they work and everything as always. And as always, let's begin with the design. What you see in front of you is a very wide butch American SUV. Grand Cherokee is known for its entry-level premium offering throughout the world, but in India this is of course the top of the line Jeep that we are getting right now, of course, alongside the Wrangler. And the Grand Cherokee here does look really nice, subtle, as well as muscular and big in true Jeep traditional way. You've got these slim headlamps here, but just look at the size. In the way they are huge. That signifies that front butch look. And you've got the 7-slat grille, which is typical of Jeep. The lower half is also 3-parted and it looks nice and slightly dated at the same time. You've got chrome to make it come alive. You've got front parking sensors as well, and look at the side profile. Just it looks spectacular. I love the understated design, the large doors, the large windows, the huge 20-inch wheels, which is traditionally Jeep in the way the design is. And this is the Jeep logo. Just look at that huge white bonnet there, and a very good look of the car from this angle here. It looks really nice, very tall and not too tall, and that's the reason why it looks very sophisticated and butch at the same time. Coming at the back, this is what SUVs are recently getting in terms of design. A much more flushed look at the back, no popping out of tail lamps or outright flat tailgates. It's a mix of both worlds. So the bumpers have gotten bigger, the tail lights have become more flush, and as a result of that you get a big windscreen also at the back as well. You've got this spoiler here, and that is the mirror, the camera for the internal rear view mirror, which I'll show you when I get inside. And there is the 4x4 badging, the limited variant that we are driving here. A bit of chrome everywhere, along with the reflectors and the rear parking sensor, of course. Really like this 3/4 angle here. It looks really nice. Since we are at the back, it also gets a reversing camera. I want to show you that. Electronic tailgate is here. Look at that boot space. It is very big. It's got a huge cover of its own. The button is here for the electronic tailgate. Got a 12-volt socket here with a hook. As you can see, there is only a hook on the side, no socket, and a nice Jeep branded mat. That is a welcome move, a space saver tire that will help you get out of tricky situations and still maintaining some amount of speed. So it will beep like this, and then it will come down. Look at those huge struts, and very nicely. Also, I want to show you something before I just opened the door. The door closing noise is very specific to Jeep, and it sounds really nice. Manual sun blinds on this car. You've got your dedicated lock buttons along with a very good plastic here, which has been used. You've got a small space to keep some stuff. Door pads are just about large, and you've got these nice door handles which look lovely. This wood accent I'm really liking, and that is the huge speaker from Alpine here in the door pad. Very carnivorous backseat experience, just like any other Jeep. And you've got an armrest with cup can holders. Isofix is on offer. The rear seat also gets passenger alert, like how the front gets for seat belt. So if you don't wear it, it's going to constantly beep, and that is a very nice move in terms of safety from Jeep India. These are of course the vents, lot of charging points, like a true modern American SUV. And as you can see, the windows are large enough. There is sunblind like I showed you earlier. We've kept that open to let some light in, and you've got these pockets here. The kind of legroom I have is of course very good. The knee room is generous. Under thigh support of course is lacking and could have been better. Headroom of course also is very generous. You've got a nice reading light here with a coat hanger and a grab handle. And yeah, it could do with more under thigh support, but that's about it. That's the only problem we can find here. It still feels relatively comfortable at the back here, and in every way, be it the seats or be it the comfort that is on offer. Now let's get to the front. traditional American car bongs greet us until unless we don't close the door. So let's get inside and close the door. And let me show you the large panoramic sunroof that is on offer with this car. Elevates the whole cabin experience if it goes all the way till the back. So that's really impressive. The buttons are here. Memory seat is an option. Even the steering is now electrically adjustable, which is great. The steering and the screen is what we've seen in the facelifted Compass as well, and those cars got it from the Cherokee because this was unveiled first. So it's great to see here. This look with the instrument cluster and the steering is very, very good. It feels modern, it feels traditionally Jeep, and at the same time very, very, very informative. All the buttons are here. The buttons here at the back, as you can see, this one here is to change the track. On the left side there is a similar button here on the back of the steering wheel to take the volume up, and these are paddles for the gear shifter, of course. So let's use this menu to see that we have all these options. This is number one. Let's go into number two. This is number one, and again you can go into the side to see all the options on offer. 2 we've already seen. Let's go into 3, where you can see there are 2 trip meters on offer, and that is the pitch and roll that is also now visible with the Grand Cherokee. Vehicle dynamics is on offer in the off-road section. This is the audio, which is only 1 on the side. 6 messages, 7 you press OK and get inside, and as you can see it will show you whatever you set it for. And heads up display is on offer. As you can see, that 0 right there that's the heads up display. This is the mechanism for that. And yeah, back to square one. So a fully loaded instrument cluster, it gets whatever you ask for, and it gets these 2 options to choose from. So that's really impressive. Coming to the second of the third screens now. So this screen is one of the award-winning Uconnect screens that you get from Jeep. We've already highly praised it in the Compass Trailhawk facelifted variant that we were driving a couple of months ago. We are really impressed with this screen, and now we know the reason why it's an award-winning screen. Touch, haptic, response, graphics, clarity, you name it, everything works flawlessly and smoothly. It's one of the very reliable setups that I've come across. After spending 4-5 days, I never found a glitch in any of the functions that I used, and everything works at first spot. So you've got pretty much a huge mobile set inside with very high quality features, and the feature list is of course quite high. This has wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You've got apps here which work really well. Just look at the weather. I tap it only once and here is your temperature. So this is also really impressive. What I sort of feel it's a little weird is that the temperature and the heated and cooled seats that are on offer, which is a fantastic move by Jeep India to give it to us, is located here. All of this just takes let's say a day or 2, or maybe for the owners a week or so to get used to, because there's a lot of buttons here, and to control the AC and vents and anything related to HVAC, even the ventilated seats, takes a bit of time. Apart from that, the sound system by Alpine is really good. I told you when I tested at the launch, I'll tell you, and it has turned out to be very good. It could be a bit better, but I think it still meets the level of luxury that this car at this price point, it meets that aspect. But of course we have seen better at slightly higher price points, and we could expect Jeep to offer more affordable luxury, what they're trying to do with their cars. And this is the button for the heated steering wheel. The North Indian market should really like it. These are the ventilated seats. This is the heating seat. You can press either of them. The lights will change here. That's the gear lever. Knob works really well, flawlessly, no problems whatsoever. That is of course the off-road mode, which works like this. Let's keep it into auto. That is the hold button right there, and surprisingly the button for the parking electronic handbrake is here. Coming to the middle here, as you can see, there is a cup holder, and you can keep your stuff like this. Again, a lot of charging points on offer here. Wireless charger is here. Look at this. You can keep some space, stuff in this space. And look at that carnivorous center armrest. I can't say carnivorous for the storage here. It is very minimum. And now let's come to the third screen, which is on offer here, and it will also show whatever you ask for. So that is also really impressive. And as you can see, audio, video and HDMI are ready to play, so that is makes the passengers life easier. If they want to watch something differently entirely, they can do that as well. Talking about the buttons here, parking sensor button, hazard lamp of course, traction control, and this is the lane management. Jeep has done a very good job in offering lane active lane management button on and off, because that can get a bit nervy in our situations and in any situation around the world. So it is necessary to have a button for that, because you will have to go into vehicle, then you will have to go into settings, and then you'll have to go into safety and driving assist, and then you see all the ADAS features, how they can be controlled, can be seen here. So that will take some time getting used to. Just press a button here twice and you will be done. That is the display. Entertainment screens also can be customized in certain ways. Navigation also can be customized. Voice can be customized. Brakes, auto park brake also, basically hand brake applies when you put it in park. Audio settings are on offer, and yeah, as you can see, that's pretty impressive, I say. There's a lot of options. There is the apps of course, which make life easier, and in comfort there is other apps there. So again, we are used to the screen. We really appreciate what is on offer here, and it works flawlessly in every single way. My 3 days with this car has been fantastic. I'm just blown away with what the kind of features are on offer. It has everything you would ever need, and like I told you, just look at this. It turns into video. It gives you a much better view of what is behind. As you can see, what is not visible in the normal view gets escalated with the video view. It can be unnerving to see at first, but that's a pleasant surprise, not a very harsh surprise, and that will make life easier. And something that I've not talking about, and which I do usually all the time, the very first moment, is the quality. Just look at everything right till there. It's all soft touch materials here as well. The contrast stitching, the wood here, the screen is so well integrated. The seats are also quite big, and it's a very pleasant cabin to be in. It feels very wide from the outside. It doesn't feel that wide on the inside, but of course it still meets all the luxury car benchmarks. It just doesn't feel that way on the inside, so that makes driving easier for passengers, and for passengers as well, to be seated and well connected, not feeling very far away from each other as well. And all of this can be closed and made to look neat with this pad here, and it goes back again. So really impressive. I explained you what is on offer. Those are the stocks. They could have been high quality, and I don't like the action much as well, and the quality also could have been better in terms of touch, feel and haptics. And yeah, you've got all the features that you expect. So concierge is here, the sunroof button is here, the SOS button is also activated on its own. There are connected features. You can connect to the Jeep app and get a lot of connected features that you expect from a car of this size and price, and they're all there. I will do a different video on that, or obviously you can go to our website and check. I've already explained them in the launch report, and I'll try and do a separate video on that sometime soon. That is the boot button right here in true Jeep way, and that's the light. Looks really nice, and you've got a separate light here as well, as you can see. Light here as well, so a lot of light for the cabin. I've explained, shown you the boot, shown you the rear seat, shown you what the front has to offer. That's the auto hold right there, and that is it. I pretty much pointed out a lot. If there is something left, I'll put it through short videos and tell you very specifically about them. But now let's quickly jump to the driving part. So how is the Jeep Grand Cherokee like to drive? Well, we've been driving it in the day and in the night. We've been driving it in and around of Bombay, doing the highway and expressway runs. And what do we think? Well, let's begin with the engine as always. This makes 280 PS of power and 440 Nm of torque. The engine is smooth, it's refined. It's mated to an 8-speed gearbox, which is fairly fast and much faster than the Jaguar Land Rover cars that we've seen, and which it goes against primarily. Jeep has always competed with the Jaguar Land Rover, very specifically the Land Rover range of SUVs, and in fact the power figures are also very close to the Land Rover SUVs such as the Discovery Sport and Velar, which is also fall in the same price bracket as the Grand Cherokee. They make something between 200 and 300. The Jeep here has this particular engine and tuned at 280 PS, so that's a very healthy number. This makes it one of the most powerful 4-cylinder 2-liter motors with this kind of power and torque output. Refinement is spot on, be it at idle, at redline. The engine noise inside the cabin is extremely muted, so that's taken care of. There is active noise cancellation inside the cabin, so you barely hear anything from the cabin. So the driving experience just becomes so involved and surreal that you barely hear inside what is going on outside, and that makes it a very comfortable driving experience. And well, the engine is well refined, it doesn't creep inside the cabin. The traffic noise, wind noise, road noise is also well taken care of, so driving becomes much more comfortable. And like I said, the engine is great, so is the gearbox. The 8-speed gearbox is also quite good. It's actually much better than the Land Rover gearboxes, which can be a little slow and to upshift and downshift. This is actually much better than that, but this also needs its fair share of polishing. But at the same time, all these SUVs are about off-roading, and the SUVs that Jeep goes against also excel at off-roading, so they don't really are gearboxes that do great on road, but they do good on road and very good off road as well. So I think that balance is required and necessary, and that's the reason why Jeep has done this. And talking more about the driving part, well, the brakes are also good. The pedal bite is great. Of course, it's not very super sporty. Even if you're riding it really hard and fast, the brakes will not disappoint you, but they could have been a bit more sportier for people who just want to drive it on the road all the time. Apart from that, performance is never an issue with the brakes. There is a lot of power bite, and even the pedal bite is great to modulate. Body roll and steering, well, body roll is present, but it's really well contained. It doesn't feel scary while changing lanes at high speeds or cornering slightly faster, and that is a job well done by Jeep, because getting that balance along with the spectacular ride quality that the Grand Cherokee has, it just goes over everything. You barely feel anything inside the cabin, and that is what you need in our conditions. The Jeep SUVs is what SUVs truly stand for in our conditions, because the ride quality, the comfort is so good that that is what you actually need for our uneven roads, patched roads, bad roads in the city and on the highway. This just gets over everything, doesn't make you realize much of it, and keeps you comfortable, and the car stays safe, secure and comfortable. And that's what makes a SUV a luxury SUV. That's why the Grand Cherokee excels at, and it's only a very handful of competitors that do that almost right, but Jeep definitely tops the chart in that aspect. Steering feels slightly heavy in the city, but it is something that you'll get used to also very quickly. And parking it is going to be a bit of a problem, because it is quite a big wide SUV, so finding a parking after that parking is not a problem, because you get 360-degree cameras, parking sensors all around, so life becomes easier once you get used to it with the Grand Cherokee. And highway stability is downright brilliant. You are doing 140, 120 on de-restricted segments. This car is rock solid. At the same time, it's got a stance of a full-size SUV, and yet it delivers on that aspect. Is also one of the reasons why I just praise the Jeep SUVs for our conditions, because they fit the bill just right. Apart from that, what we don't like is while driving in the night, we think the lights that the Jeep Grand Cherokee offers could offer much more illumination. The spread and the throw is quite good. The illumination could have been better. Of course, we see other SUVs with better lights, but they are mostly nowadays converted from the aftermarket. But then again, even the Compass had that issue, even the Meridian has that sort of thing. The Grand Cherokee also has that issue. I think Jeep should try and fix that. It's okay, it's adequate, it's more than adequate, but it could have been brilliant at this price point, and Jeep needs to look into that. Especially in the Indian market, where it is quite necessary. It gets dark everywhere around the world, but in India, given the road conditions, you do feel safe when the SUVs has better lights. You can sort it out as a customer as well, but Jeep also needs to look into that. So I guess that is it with the Jeep Grand Cherokee. The steering is good, the body roll is well in check, high speed stability, ride quality, brakes is good, the engine is smooth and refined, it has low end and mid range along with a decent top end torque. It's one of the most powerful 4-cylinder motors that you can buy. Of course, the diesel will be missed, and at 80 lakh rupees ex showroom, you are getting a lot of features that I explained earlier. You are getting almost everything that you could ask for with this car. You've got a fantastic infotainment system. We know why it's called an award-winning system, because it works really, really well. It's a humongous departure from the Jeep previous cars, and that makes the Jeep experience even better, with the ride and handling suiting our conditions, and Jeep's fantastic build quality, off-road prowess, it definitely makes an SUV that you should highly consider if you're spending almost a crore rupees. This is something that you will truly enjoy every day. At the same time, you will be at the absolute peak of being an off-road number one enthusiast, and you can do it all with the Jeep Grand Cherokee is what we're trying to say. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you like and share. Follow us on our website and social media for everyday updates. Until then, goodbye.